Good evening, everyone. This is Ashley from Written in Ash. Tonight's scary story that I'm going to be reading is from the book If You Want to Scare Yourself. The story that I'm going to be reading is The Child Under the Cloak. As she had promised, Freddie's grandmother came the next day. "You're still not allowed to get up?" she asked. "No," said Freddie curtly. "Does it still hurt?" "Yes." "You could be a little more talkative." "Oh, Grandma, I really don't feel like talking about my dumb leg all the time." "What would you like to talk about?" asked his grandmother, offended. "About Dad. Was he always good at math?" "Not especially." "Did he ever have a tutor?" "No, we couldn't have afforded it. But there are people who do it and don't get paid for it." "Really? Who do you mean?" his grandmother asked doubtfully. "Harry, for example," answered Freddie. He looked at his grandma to see whether she would react to Harry's name. "Harry?" she asked. "Is that a boy in your class? Does he want to tutor you?" "Me? Oh no," cried Freddie, alarmed. "But you must have missed a lot of schoolwork," she said. "It wouldn't hurt a bit if Harry helped you." "I don't want to have anything to do with Harry," Freddie yelled louder than he really meant to. Right away, Grandma noticed something was up. "Why? What's the matter with Harry?" she asked. "Oh, nothing," mumbled Freddie. "He's only a little funny." "Just like you," said Grandma. "I'm not funny," Freddie protested. "I'm just sick and bored. And so you have to tell me a scary story." "A scary story?" Grandma grinned, amused. "I never knew you were interested in those. Scary stories are old-fashioned, you know. That's what I like about them." "All right, then I'll tell you a scary story." It was on a Monday. Shortly before it was time for the shops to close, I noticed that I didn't have any bread and cold cuts in the house for my supper. I quickly put on a jacket and went out. It was colder and windier outside than I had thought, but I didn't want to go back. I raised my collar and quickly walked on. At the corner, I almost bumped into a child, hopping over the cracks in the sidewalk. Angrily, I stepped aside. "Why don't you look out?" I said. The child looked at me with a strange smile. Its face was ashen, and there were dark shadows under its eyes. There was something about the child that alarmed me, but I couldn't figure out what it was, nor could I see more than its face, for the child was wearing a dirty yellow cloak. It had a hood that was much too large pulled over its head. I couldn't even tell if it was a boy or a girl. Then the child began to hop again, and I suddenly saw that it was barefoot on an October day. "Don't you have any shoes?" I asked, shocked. No answer, just a smile. I thought the child might have its shoes hidden under the cloak to make a fool of me. "Answer me, do you have shoes?" I cried. A shake of the head. "But it's much too cold to go around barefoot." Another smile. "Do you hear me?" I said. "It's too cold. You'll catch cold. You'll get a fever. You could catch your death." "Are you saying you're worried about me?" asked the child. It looked at me attentively, as if my answer were very important. "Why, if you're barefoot, I have to be worried about you," I replied. "You're worried about me?" the child said happily. A shudder ran down my back. Hastily, I said, I have to go now. The stores are about to close." "You're going? Now? After all that?" asked the child. There was almost a challenge in the way the child spoke those words, so I asked, "What do you mean?" The child answered calmly, "You said you were worried about me. That means you'll never let me down." I tried to laugh. "I can't let you down anyway. I hardly know you." "But now we know each other," the child answered, "and that's why you have to take me home with you." Such boldness left me speechless for a moment. Then I said, "Take you home with me? Go home to your own parents." "I have no parents," the child answered. Dark eyes looked at me pleadingly. "Please take me with you." "You must have taken leave of your senses," I said angrily and turned to go. The child grabbed my arm and begged, "Let me go with you." "No," I said, and brushed its clinging hand away from me. Then I hurried off, not bothering to turn around. It was only when I reached the bakery that I looked back and I saw the child in the same place, lying on the sidewalk. I suddenly felt sorry, for I had pushed the poor child away. Feeling guilty, I ran back. The child lay there like a wilted yellow flower, completely covered by the cloak. Are you hurt? I asked, worried. There was no answer. Oh, please get up, I said. Still no answer. If you want, I'll give you some hot chocolate at my house, I said temptingly. Silence. Do you want a shove? I joked. When there was still no reply, I lifted the cloak and froze. There was nothing under it. A woman came out of the nearby shop. Are you a relative? She asked. I didn't understand her question. A relative? Whose? The child's. The one that was ran over here an hour ago. Wearing this cloak. I'm sure you'll want to take it with you. I was too confused to reply. Numbly, I snatched up the cloak. It nestled against me like a child's body, and I ran home. Do you still have the cloak? Asked Freddie. Oh, no. I washed it and donated to a clothing drive. Was it true that the child had been run over? I wasn't there, but I don't want to know. With a scary story, you can't ask about how and why, Grandma answered, or it loses its magic. The end.